Big Blue Nation, what's going on? Your boy Big Blue Steph back at you with another video. Still basking in this dub from last night. Yeah, I did eventually go to sleep. Almost rewatched the game. I'll probably rewatch it later. But yeah, man, it just still feels so good to get this dub. Duck Dilly. You know what that means. It's been a while since we've been able to enjoy a win against Philly in a while, and actually one that actually can still kind of count during the season. Of course, tempered expectations. I don't expect this to push us into the playoffs, blah, 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 all that good stuff. But to beat a team like Philly, the defending Super Bowl champs, NFC East rival, bitter rival, yeah, this feels good this early in the season to be able to put that win together, and they can say all they want, they ain't have, was it Jalen Carter or whoever, blah, 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 they got injuries. Hell, we got injuries too. We lost our top playmaker and our supposed to be secondary top wide receiver. We came out with the dub. We just made it happen. There's no denying that Jackson Dart right now brings a different type of energy, spark. I'm not saying Mahomes, but that third down, when it was third and 4, when he's scrambling off the right sideline, and he'd have been a couple yards short if he just kind of strolled to the sideline and went out of bounds. This dude did a head first dive towards the pylon, the first down pylon, got us the first down. It's stuff like that that you can't like quantify, or maybe you can. There might be some stat out there, but stuff like that you just can't quantify, that helps you win a game, that helps you or shows you like, yeah, this dude's really trying to win, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Now, some of them hits he's be taking, yeah, I guess it's gonna be live and die with how he plays, especially when he's scrambling. That hit that he took, to the knee, I felt that I didn't get a chance to rewatch it. I felt that he bailed on that pocket a little bit too quick, which put him in that position when he started scrambling. But at the end of the day, he's making winning plays, whether it's his legs, whether it's his feet, just juicing up, getting everyone hype. Of course, he's got his crazy brother, Scatterboo, who's probably even more crazy. And that dude just gets you hype. And that's something I knew was missing in that Daniel Jones era. It's like, yeah, everyone liked him, respected him. But I'm sure those huddles were just like so quiet. I mean, of course, I ain't never been or really heard audio, but it's different when you get your teammates hype. When you really are like, yo, we can do this. I'm going to show you. Rah, rah. Let's go get these like, that's the Jackson Dart effect that I think was missing maybe from Daniel Jones. To that effect, Russ. But I think with Russ, he was just older and he just really couldn't do what he used to be able to do. But yeah, it's again a beautiful feeling. Glad they actually did bring up little Jordan Humphrey. It's crazy how sometimes this regime like overthink things or underthink things. Why he didn't make the initial 53 roster, and you didn't think out of everyone else who was really vying for a roster spot that you wouldn't take the veteran who actually has produced somewhat in this league with that height, who already showed that he had a connection with the eventual starting QB. And I'm sure Russ could have did some damage with him early on as well. Things like that makes you be like, come on, y'all. Like, y'all need to do better than this. Like, you tell me little Jordan Humphrey will not have had an impact in the first 4 or 5 games more than Evan Neal has. Technically more than Jalen Hyatt has. And, kudos to him. I believe he had a career high in catches I believe he had the 4 because I thought the 3 were the most prior. I may be wrong. But his effort on going after those balls, even the one that he drew in the end zone, that drew the penalty in the end zone, that was what we hoped Slayton would do at the very least. Hoped Hyatt would be doing by now on a regular basis, but hey, better today than never, because if he didn't produce in this game at all, Hyatt this is. Yeah, I do believe it'd have been time to be like, you know what? Trade deadline is how many weeks away? What can we get for him? Even if it's just cap relief. It was just good to see the Giants really just come out and really just make things happen, especially with Philly coming into town with Saquon dropping that documentary. And I ain't gonna lie, I watched a good chunk of it up until he basically is joining the Eagles. And he did what he had to do. The Giants did what they had to do. And they couldn't beat it. I ain't got no hate for that dude. I'm happy for him. He got a Super Bowl. I hate that it happened with the Eagles. I was never one of those. He's dead to me, because at the end of the day, he was the Giants for 5-6 years, regardless of what happened at the end and how it played out. That was one of the only reasons you were watching. We didn't really get to see the Odell and Saquon thing play out. And through those Joe Judge years, the only reason you're really watching was because of Saquon. So it is what it is. I'm just glad last night we came in again, third straight game. Jackson Dart comes in, lead us to a touchdown, opening drive, does it again. And I know I just kept saying, I'm like, man, I know it's gonna fall apart after a certain time. It just never happened. We kept our foot on the gas. Cordell Flott again with that with that pick on Hurts off the sideline. It's crazy that Saquon made the tackle, but Hurts was chasing him down. I was like, Flott, you gotta improve your 40 time, brother, but get a little wiggle. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying this win. It really speaks to, I guess, that the Giants haven't quit. We know with Daboll, like, he's definitely a player's coach. He's definitely someone who relates to the players, but can he really get this team going? I mean, you just never know how things play out. You never know, what can spark something even more for the rest of the season. If we can stack these good performances, I won't even say wins, but good performances overall. We still haven't really seen the true Abdul Carter yet. We've seen glimpses, we've seen the pressures here and there, as they're still figuring things out. And it was kind of good not to have to worry about a PI. That's another person, freaking Deonte Banks. It's like, they keep trying to make it happen with them. It just hasn't been happening. But I don't even think he took one defensive snap. So, hey, Flott, you've earned it. Happy for that dude. Happy for the Giants. Happy for our fan base. I go around. Again, I'm in the DMV, Maryland, DCVA area. I can wear this proudly. Ain't got here about, y'all the worst team in the league. Hey, at least we got 2 wins now, and we beat the defending champs. So, it is what it is. The Big Blue, I'm still riding high. Yes, sir. Anyway, y'all, thanks for riding. Thanks for vibing. And I'll catch y'all later.